this road, was building the fire, was carrying the load. Now the world holds its breath. We're ready to go. One fire burning in every soul. One game, one ball, one goal. From Mexico to Montreal, we bleed the same. We love the same. Beautiful game. One fire, higher, higher. Every nation, every street. Feel your heart, feel the beat. One world, let's go. Hey, hey, oh, oh. One fire, let's go. Hey, hey, oh, oh. One world, let's press Mbappe.
All right, everyone. It's a beautiful, lovely Sunday afternoon coming to you live and direct from our studio here in Pretoria, South Africa. Dumela to everyone joining us. I greet you no matter where you are, no matter the country you reside. I greet you according to your time zone and I greet you according to your language. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International. It's going to be a great time as we know that we are in the season of football. World Cup is already upon us and people are talking about it. It's gaining momentum. And today we also connect with other people across the globe. We are going to be joining one of our very own all the way from Abuja, the legend himself. We are going to be joined with John Fashanu right here on this program. And I have in the studio with me, DELANI OGUNRINADE is with me. He's also a sport analyst and also one of the great Nigerian doing well across the globe. It's with me in the studio that we are going to be doing this program together. But as we are waiting for the legend himself to connect, John Fashanu, as we are waiting for him to connect to the studio, we also have one of our very well all the way from Ibadan. He's also a coach and also one of the great people doing well. Mr. Femi will be joining us. That is Fem Football Association. He is going to be joining us as well right here on the African Portal, and he's going to be talking about things that he have for the Oyo State when it comes to area of football. That will be what will be gaining momentum on this program this hour. Join me to connect to DELANI OGUNRINADE, the great one, and also one of the youngsters doing so much. I am so excited and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so excited to have DELANI with me in the studio. DELANI, it is a great pleasure to have you right here, right now.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Africa. Hello, the entire world. Thank you so much for having me here.
All right, DELANI, thank you so much. Walk up. We've been singing about it since, 4 years ago. Immediately we finished the last World Cup. Everybody's looking forward to what is going to happen. Where next are we going? But this time around is happening in America, Canada, and Mexico. And let's talk about it. What is happening in Africa? Can we say that Africa is really part of this World Cup? What's your view about the current situation in Africa when it's talking?
Definitely. Africa's definitely part of this World Cup. You just have to look at the opening ceremony, the Estadio Azteca Stadium, the Toronto Stadium, and also the opening ceremony in America. You can see, Burna Boy performing at the opening ceremony. We also saw Rema to show that the world does acknowledge African culture, African music, the vibe. I've definitely felt Africa's presence. Now, looking at the first game, South Africa versus Mexico, well, that was a little bit of a mishap, if I will put it that way. We're still waiting for Africa to win their first match at the World Cup, but Morocco definitely made us proud yesterday against Brazil. They looked more Brazilian than the actual Brazilians themselves. They played so well. So far in the tournament, we've seen a total of 18 goals. 18 goals have been scored as of today, June 14, 2026, and the tournament is currently in the early group stage matches, with 7 matches fully completed through its first 3 days of play. The USA, as we know, they're the top goal scorers at the moment, 4 goals. They're the highest goal scorers so far, and it just has to be a player of Nigerian descent that is the top goal scorer so far in the World Cup, and that is Folari Balogun, who plays for the United States, but originally from Nigeria. So, Dari, to answer your question in a nutshell, I'm definitely feeling the vibes of Africa, echoes of Africa in this World Cup.
Oh wow! Thank you very much, Delani. That is very beautiful one. I'm so excited that you actually take us through the what is happening and how Africa is playing a very big role in this World Cup. So let's look at Nigeria is not qualified. Is that making any difference? Is there any difference?
No, listen, I've had to go for therapy for this. It's not easy being someone so proud of the Super Eagles, and I know that so many Nigerians around the world are feeling the disappointment. You know, currently we have a very good coach in Eric Shell. We have a very good team, and the likes of Victor Osimhen, the likes of Ako Adams. We really wanted to see them play in the World Cup. Also, Ademola Lookman, we know would have shone so bright at the World Cup. But recently, Terry Murphy said something that was very painful. Um, he said that this current crop of Nigerian players, by the next time the World Cup comes along, we're probably not going to see most of them because most of them are going to be over 30. There will be younger, brighter talent that would come into play. And, we're not going to get to see some of our favorites in the Nigerian squad. I mean, William Trust Ekong, for example, was a player that he was one of my favorite Super Eagles players. And he retired before the African Nations Cup. But I'm sure if we had made it to the World Cup, we could have seen a player like that maybe come out of retirement, help the Super Eagles. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame when you think about it. We missed the World Cup in Qatar 2022. We're missing this one again, and the NFF definitely have to ask themselves some difficult questions. And I just think the way forward for Nigerian football now is what Eric Shell is doing. We recently won the Unity Cup in London, and Eric Shell has been introducing new talent, young boys that we've never seen before. So he has the mind to start planning for the next World Cup, that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. Because Nigeria is one of the powerhouses of African football, whether people like to hear it or not. And us not being in a World Cup that for the very first time ever, there are 10 African nations representing the continent. And Nigeria not there, it's very painful.
All right, let me quickly connect to Abuja. Let me hear what is going on with John Fashanu because we are expecting him to connect with us in the studio, but I think the network is failing them. But let's check what exactly is going on there. But why we are still waiting for him to connect with us, let's quickly look at yesterday's match. I enjoyed that match because I watched it from the beginning to end. Look at how Morocco hold Brazil. That is not the Brazil we used to see. I mean, what is your thought on that?
Yes, listen, I believe we can't read too much.
Delani, just a minute, please. Just a minute. Let me quickly check what's going on with Ambassador. Ambassador, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Ambassador, are you there?
Yes, good.
Okay.
Network is very bad.
Network is bad. Okay, let's keep you here. I know that network may be very funny where you are, but I believe that you can hear us. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. So kindly introduce yourself to the listeners at home. Let them know that you are the one online.
Okay, I'm there. Okay, I'm online.
Okay, Please introduce yourself, please.
My name is Ambassador John Fashanu, ex-international footballer.
All right. Thank you very much, Ambassador John Fashanu, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Let's talk about the World Cup. It's already here. People are talking about it. What is your own take about the 2026 edition?
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm loving it. I'm actually seeing it from a position for the first time. I don't feel the urge to get in and start playing for any team. This is the time when John Fashanu will sit down and he will watch the game. Now, if you ask me, who do I think will win? I will tell you right now, I have no idea. It's going to be tight. It is going to be tight, that's for sure.
All right, I like that nobody can predict what will happen in this World Cup, and that is true. DELANI, I don't know, maybe you have one or two questions you want to throw to the legend himself. This is Ambassador John Fashanu.
Hello, Ambassador. It's such an honor to be able to speak to you. My name is DELANI. I'm a journalist and a TV presenter here in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Good to hear from you, Annie. Good to hear from you.
Yes, Ambassador. I have to take out the elephant in the room and just get this out of the way. So many Nigerians around the world are really hurting that the Super Eagles they're not part of the 10 African nations representing the continent. What would you have to say to those Nigerians that are really angry with the NFF and are really angry with the fact that we're not part of this global showpiece?
Network is breaking in here.
Okay. But can you hear the question, or can I repeat this question?
Yeah, good. Just come again, very quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
The question is that what can you tell the Nigerians out there, because Nigeria is not qualified and people are not happy? What is your own thought about this?
Well, I will tell you why, and I'll tell you exactly why from my point of view. Having sitting there in England, sitting there in America, and then my own country, Nigeria, seeing us going out there, we're not good enough, and that is actually the thing, we're not good enough. We need to look after the younger players, 18 to 21, 22. This is when we get our superstars. It's not when they get to their 30s and their 28s and 29s. And I think we must blame ourselves. You know, any footballer out there, any Nigerian out there, even if it's a young lady, look at yourself. You've been part of blowing it and stopping it. Because when we all get together, we were fantastic, but not anymore.
Oh wow, I like that. I like that view. DELANI, let me just quickly.
So you believe Nigeria is no longer a powerhouse in African football? They're living on past glory.
Yes, they're still living on past glory. And this is why we've got to grow up. We've got to take a step forward. It's no good sending our players, leaving our players here. Everything is happening in Europe, and we are not having a part of it at all. We're not there.
So how can we sorry about that, DELANI, how can we address this? What is your view towards? I know you have a sport academy where you produce good footballers in your own sport academy. How can we correct this narrative?
Well, number one, we got the sports academy here in Abuja, and I'm sending players every other day back to England. Why am I doing that? Because everybody knows this is where the best players come from, but they haven't got access to my players. It's very difficult trying to get a player from back home, Nigeria, to England. It's not easy. And then when they get into England, my goodness me, they are superstars. And this is what we've got to concentrate on, because at the end of the day, we're going to win nothing. And we should be, England were at one stage one of the best teams in the world.
Yes. So I have an important question to ask, Ambassador. When we look at the Nigerians in diaspora, when we look at the likes of Michael Olise playing for France and the likes of Eberichi Eze playing for England, Bukayo Saka, there's so many Nigerians. Folari Balogun plays for the United States. There's so many Nigerian talents that are spread around the world. How do you believe we should attract them to play for the Super Eagles and to represent Nigeria if they have better opportunities overseas with international national teams?
Number one, where we start at the bottom. A good welfare business problem, yes, for the player. And I think that's very, very important. Every player wants to know they're going to get something out of the welfare business. But at the moment, they're not. And I think it's sad that we've got some wonderful players in other countries. Why is it that we find a great player and then we ship him off to another country and then wonder why we're not succeeding? Of course, you've got to keep the best players. The best players are what made us who we are.
Wow, amazing. I believe Eric Shell is on the right path. We saw what he did in the Unity Cup. He's found some young diamonds that he's currently polishing. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Eric Shell, the coach. Do you think he's the right coach to move us forward for the next 4 years, or should we change him perhaps like after the next Nations Cup?
Yeah. Let's not beat around the bush. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And he's one of our number one. He's one we look at and we can say, yes, he's Nigerian and he's one of the best, for sure. That is for sure.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts, Ambassador Fashanu. Let's look at yesterday's match between Morocco and Brazil. We see that the Brazil we see yesterday is not the same Brazil that we used to see. What is your view about that?
I didn't get you. Sorry.
The yesterday match. Let's look at the match between Mexico and Brazil. The Brazil we see yesterday, the Brazilian that we saw yesterday, are not the same Brazilian we used to see in those days. What is your thought on that?
A change. We're seeing a change in the world. You know, the same isn't there. And this is why I'm saying it's a great opportunity for us Nigerians to take over. We've got the best players. We have some enormously fantastic players, but we're not using them. It seems like we're scared to uncover one or two of the great players in Nigeria. And I think that's one of the things we've got to do.
All right. Thank you very much. That is Ambassador John Fashanu joining us. I know you're on the sport ground right now. What can you tell the lover of football across the globe, especially about your project currently? Hello?
Thank you very much. I'm just hearing you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know the network is failing us there, but what can you tell Nigerians about your current club in Abuja? What can you tell Nigerians about it? All right. We are having issue with the network on his side, so the network is failing us there. We'll get back to him. All right, DELANI, thank you very much. You are trying to explain what happened last night. Tell us more.
Well, I just wanted to say that if I was Brazilian, I wouldn't panic too much, because we've seen teams in the past start the tournament slowly, and then as they progress in the tournament, they improve. When France won the World Cup in 2018, I remember in the group stages, everybody was saying, what is wrong with this French team? They're not connecting. They're not good enough. But at the end of the day, when they got to the quarterfinals, semifinals, we started to see the best of France. And that is why I wouldn't panic when I watch a world class team start slowly, because they have all the potential to improve as they go along. They didn't lose the match, which is a good thing. But I would say this: I was extremely proud of Morocco. I was proud of the way that they played the game. They looked more Brazilian than Carlo Ancelotti's team. They were incredible in the first half. But I think by the second half, they took their feet off the pedal a bit. I have one young talent I really want to talk about, and his name is Ayub Buadi, who delivered 60 successful passes and 23 ball carries. Now, this young man is hot property. We should all watch out for him um, throughout the course of the World Cup, because every team in the world now wants him. And he showed us what he could do yesterday. Morocco definitely have the potential to go to the semifinals like they did in 2022. They're that good. And it wasn't a case of Brazil playing so badly. It was a case of Morocco also playing very well.
Very much for that. Anyway, let's just keep watching. I mean, this is just the beginning. We still have a long way to go. Let's look at the South Africa with the hosting country, Mexico. What happened there? Two red
Yes.
cards in the match. That is very unusual. I mean, I can say that I've never seen that before. What happened? Is South Africa not well prepared, or does that mean that Mexico is too strong for them, or because of the crowd on the field? What happened?
Yes. You see the Estadio Azteca Stadium. Mexico have played there since 1966. They've only lost 7 times in that stadium. The stadium is a fortress, is a place that, as a team to win, you have to be something special. Also, the altitude. I feel like it's a different altitude. Perhaps it affected the players. I'm going to give you the exact numbers of the altitude that we're dealing with in that game. So the Estadio Azteca Stadium in Mexico City sits at 2,200 to 2,240 meters, about 7,200 to 7,350 feet above sea level. Now, that's compared to Johannesburg. Johannesburg, this is roughly 500 to 600 meters higher than Johannesburg's FMB Stadium, which is about 1,600 to 1,700 meters. Now, that matters in football. And I felt like South Africa should have gone to Mexico a few weeks earlier than every other team to acclimatize to the Mexican weather. But of course, they were having visa issues. They were having issues with just administrative issues, which nearly cost South Africa a place in the in the World Cup. We saw what happened with Teboho Mokoena in the qualifiers, but the way South Africa bounced back and still managed to top the group, I felt like, wow, this team have resilience. They have the character. But going to this World Cup, I didn't feel they prepared enough. Against Nicaragua, they didn't win, 0-0, losing 2-1 to Panama. It felt like the occasion swallowed them. They were against 80,000 supporters, and Ronwen Williams came out to say that even Africans in the stadium were supporting Mexico. So they had 80,000 fans against them. They had Africans supporting Mexico that were against them. And, on the day, Coach Hugo Bruce got his tactics wrong. In the midfield, there were 2 defensive. They had 3 holding midfielders. There was no creativity. Oswin Apollis wasn't on the field. They also didn't have Rayleigh Mofokeng on the field. They needed players that could create that spark in the final third, and they just didn't have that attacking confidence. They were too defensive, playing five at the back. They also had, one player that played well for them is Umbokazi, and also Emi Okon, the man with the Nigerian father and the South African mother. He played very well in that game, and Ronwin Williams too. But the red cards, they were correct. The referee got it correct. And there's a problem with discipline in African football that needs to be addressed, because the top teams in the world, they are not going to get 2 red cards in the game. It's not possible. So it just shows that the boys were not switched on the day. Hugo Bruce got his tactics wrong. And credit to the Mexicans. They played very well. And they were playing in their spiritual home, their Estadio Azteca.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that information that you are dropping. And I'm so excited about it because we have people joining us, watching the program, say, what a good show. Thank you so much. You can also share it as well and let us know your thoughts about this 2026 World Cup. What is your view? Is Africa well represented? Are you happy with what is happening so far? So if you are watching us, kindly let us know your view. You can also connect to studio. A lot of people are trying to call us on the studio as well. Let me just see if I can get 1 or 2 calls in. Calls are coming left and right. People want to say something about this World Cup. You can call us on +27 8424 833 84. That is number to call. It's happening right here in our studio here in Pretoria, South Africa. DELANI, let's now see, what is your advice to South Africa? The next match is coming on Thursday. What is your advice today?
Well, Hugo Bruce definitely has learned from the first game that you can't be that defensive. Like, now he's going to have to play a more attacking lineup. He's going to have to talk to the boys to remind them that the whole country has waited 16 years for this moment. He needs to play the video of Shabalala hitting the ball at the top corner in the 2010 World Cup. Those iconic moments is what we expect from South Africa. South Africa finished top of the qualifying group. South Africa know how to play football. The PSL is one of the best leagues on the continent. And I just think the players now just need to play the football we know they can play against the Czech Republic. A point is not good enough. They're going to have to beat the Czech Republic. They're going to have to go into the game with South Korea with so much confidence. South Korea is a very difficult team. They're the Asian champions. And, they mustn't show these teams too much respect. I felt like in the game against Mexico, the respect was too much. They were not playing France. They were not playing England. They were not playing Argentina. So why so defensive? Now against Czech Republic, they have to go toe-to-toe with Czech Republic, and they just have to play their game. No defensive 5 at the back, Hugo Bruce. Play Rayleigh Mofokeng, play Oswin Apolis, and let's see what happens. But at least go out trying, playing offensive, attractive football that we know that they can play. We saw it in the qualifiers.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to connect to one of our very own in Nigeria. I can see that he's already on the platform, also watching the program live. Let me just quickly open the line. He's also an expert in this field and he knows much about the football. Let's hear from people from Nigeria. Let's hear what they're saying. And we'll just talk to John Fashanu right now from Abuja. Let's hear from Ibadan. Let's hear what's going on. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm expecting that you will connect to the studio, but I know that the network can be very funny sometimes. How are you today?
I'm very fine. Thank you so much. And thank you for this wonderful show that you're putting together. And kudos to our big brother there, the great legend, John Fashanu. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Your thoughts about the World Cup so far? What can you tell us about what have happened so far?
It's been a great showpiece and great opportunity for every player that has qualified for this wonderful tournament to showcase themselves. However, I'm just going to come through that line of what DELANI just said now about my home country, South Africa, Bafana. In their next two games, what is expected of them is more of attacking football, quick reaction and response in terms of switching, because we defended very well in the first match. However, like DELANI said, the respect was too much for Mexico, and not much was really done by them to deserve such respect. This is a great team. These are great set of players that are put together, and I expect the coach to also encourage them more in order to play more of attacking football while they are still conscious of their defense.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, let's look at yesterday. Brazilians, the Brazilian we saw yesterday are not the one that we used to. So, what's your view to yesterday match between Morocco and Brazil?
Football is changing, as we all know. And like you said, it's not the Brazil that we're used to. Same as the African are not also lacking behind any longer. We are all coming up. We're really putting all our effort into showcasing and showing the rest of the world that we're not a pushover. For any country to qualify for World Cup, we should expect great performance from them. And that's what happened yesterday. Yes, the name is there. Yes, the household, the brand is there. Brazil has really done so well in the history of World Cup. But when it comes to this particular one, the football on the field will determine who will take it to the next level. And believe in me, I still believe African teams can still do much better. We still have a lot to show the world. We still have a lot that we can do as Africans. And I'm expecting more from our representatives.
All right, DELANI, you are nodding your head. DELANI, I believe you have something you want to say to that.
Yes. I want to ask you if you agree with what I was saying earlier, that if I was a Brazilian, I'm not going to panic, because in 2018, we saw France in the group stages. They were not playing attractive football. If you saw France in the group stages in 2018, you wouldn't say they'll win the World Cup. Now, do you think it's a good tactic for a good coach to pace the team, make sure they don't run out of steam in the later stages, and they start the World Cup not playing the best football in the world, but just pacing them so that by the time they get to quarterfinal, semi-final, you don't have a team that is tired. You have a team that is still fresh and can still just go on and give it their best till the final. What do you think of a tactic like that from a coach?
Okay, thank you, DELANI. What you just mentioned is called tactical approach to tournaments. And
yes.
A tactical approach, we approach the game differently by going from game to game approach and building on the momentum, like you have used France as an example now, that they will be going from game to game, checking other opponents and also seeing how they collect. The most important thing at this stage is not entertaining or attractive football alone, but your 3 points and escaping through the first hurdle. And then you can now look at the experiences gathered through the first round. Then you can now come all out at your knockout stages, and then you build on that momentum until you lift the trophy. That's what I can say for now.
All right, to everyone joining us, thank you for joining us. Please kindly share this program. Let it go viral. The more you share it, the more you give it opportunity to go viral. We have capable hands in the house with us right now that they are also analyzing and showing us what exactly is happening in Mexico, Canada, and in America. All right, Mr. Femi, let's quickly look at the next match for I mean that's for African country. Let's look at some of the country coming up. Which African country you see making it to the final? Mr. Femi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here with you, sir.
All right.
As a patriotic South African, despite losing the first match, I still believe if we can work hard, we have what it takes. However, I see Morocco coming stronger in their next match, and I believe those are the teams that I can see here.
Oh, wow. So all lights is on South Africa. I believe also South Africa can do it. We are here. We support Bafana, and we gather behind Bafana. We are saying that Bafana, you can do it. You can make us proud. And that is exactly what is coming from the African Porter and also from us in the studio. Mr. Femi, you have a great assignment in Nigeria that you are doing across Africa. Tell us more about your own club and what you are doing in Africa.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm Femi Benjamin, representing Pembe Sports International, and we are focusing more on player development from grassroots to the level where they can be showcased and exposed to potential clubs that can give them opportunity. We've done this over 20 years in South Africa and bringing it down to Nigeria to come and replicate what we have done in South Africa and Nigeria to partner with private schools, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Youth and Sport, and Ministry to develop young players.
All right. So what is the response like in Nigeria? Are you getting a very good response?
As you know, Nigeria is a footballing country and the response is very, very positive. And we are trusting that with the experience and the expertise that we brought down with the quality and the standard of the program, in a couple of years from now, we will be producing players that will have been well developed and been ready, well prepared for the standard that the world is expecting. The response is positive. All
right, Mr. Femi, we also like to tell you that we are going to be having this program during this World Cup every Sunday. We're pleased to you to please give us that time. Next week, we are coming back again to also analyze and also to check what result like. And if your prediction is going to be reality, especially for South Africa. So we're coming back next week. By the grace of God, we're going to be having a very good time again next week, same time on the same channel. Thank you for your time, Mr. Femi. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much and wish you a wonderful program.
Thank you so much. Bye for now. Thank you. All right. I still have with me in the studio, DELANI OGUNRINADE with me in the studio. DELANI, you hear what Mr. Femi said, that one of the team that is as a patriotic South Africa, that he believe that Bafana can make it to final. You agree with that?
Look, anything is possible when it comes to football. You can't just assume anything is possible. But the task under their noses now is to make sure they make it out of that group, is to make sure that they get maximum points against Czech Republic and also against South Korea. And the South Korea game is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not sure if you watched the game between South Korea and Czech Republic. The South Koreans played with so much heart and so much hunger. And if they play that way against South Africa, it's going to be very tough for them. But I want to look at other nations on the continent and what they've done leading up to this World Cup. I will start with Algeria. I know they're just friendly matches leading up to the World Cup, but I believe that your preparation when you're going into something as major as the World Cup is very key. You have a team like Algeria, they defeated the Netherlands 1-0 in Rotterdam. Then they went on to play their second game against Guatemala. I know that Guatemala is not a footballing nation, but they beat them 7-0 to show you that the Desert Foxes of Algeria, they are serious. Now, Riyad Mahrez is a player that we're all looking forward to seeing in Algeria. He has 114 appearances for the Algerian national team He's recorded 38 goals and 44 assists in his time, and is currently the nation's second most capped player. So, Algeria, I would like to see. We haven't seen the Egyptians. What have the Egyptians done going into the World Cup? They beat Russia 1-0. Mohamed Salah, we know, was rested for their friendly games. I want to see how Mohamed Salah will perform. And they were also in action against the Samba Boys in Ohio for their final warm-up game. Now, a team that I want everybody to focus on, and I'm sure everybody will agree with me, is Senegal. You know, they were involved in that AFCON drama that they walked off the field. And I'm sure they've seen the new FIFA rules that if they do that kind of thing at the World Cup, they will not be allowed to come back and play. FIFA doesn't play. So anybody from Senegal watching right now, better write to your team. They must all walk up the off the field on the world stage. It's not AFCON. So but Senegal is a team that I think is going to do well in this World Cup. You know, I tell you why, Dari, that they will do well. Senegal, it's a family. It's almost like a generational brotherhood. I'm not sure if you saw the AFCON. They had players from the year 2002 still hanging around the team, still hanging around the coach. Still, you have El Hadj Diouf that was talking to the captain on the day that you boys should come back to the field. You know, they have mentors around the team, a brotherhood, a very compact team, a very talented team. They still have the likes of Sadio Mane playing for them. They still have the likes of what's his name? I'm looking at Sadio Mane. They have the likes of Gaye playing for them. And I feel Senegal is a team to watch out for. Now, DR Congo, we all like the way they dressed to the World Cup. They came with their swagger, their style. You saw the leopard. But that's not what is important. Do you have that same style on the field? Is what we want to see. All the swagger and all those leopard things, okay, it's nice. But let's see what you could do on the world stage. Congo haven't been to the World Cup since 1974. And in 1974, back then, they were still known as Zaire. Now, in that particular World Cup, a team beats them, maybe it was like 9-0. So, you know, they're returning to the World Cup after over 50 years. They have a lot to prove. The Congolese team, their strength is defensively. They're so solid. But as we go forward in that team, the likes of Wisa, are they going to step up? Because attacking wise, I think Congo's not that great. Let's face it. But defensively, they have the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who on a good day, he can match anybody. One-on-one, he can match anyone. The last team I want to talk about is Cote d'Ivoire. Now, Cote d'Ivoire, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire are a very, very, very good team. They have players like Diomande. They have players like Diallo that plays for Manchester United, a very exciting prospect. Cape Verde also, I will talk about that later, but let me just give you those teams for now.
All right, Delani, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Delani, this is going to be going on every Sunday. We're going to be having this conversation during the World Cup, and we're going to be bringing you on board as well for us to get knowledge of what is going on, because you really sensitize the community and give people the update of what they need to know about this World Cup. And we believe that Africa can do very well. I just wanted to talk a bit about the Cape Verde, because I see that team like they are more promising, and I see the energy in them. What do you see in them uniquely?
Well, Cape Verde. We all know when people think of Cape Verde, they think of the gorgeous women that come and watch Now come and support the team. But Cape Verde is more than just those gorgeous women in the stadium. Cape Verde is a very special story. You know, I was doing my research on Cape Verde the other day, and it's very interesting that do you know that in Cape Verde they have a semi-professional league. So it means that they've had to tap into the diaspora, you know, people with Cape Verdean blood but live in Spain, France, to come and play for the national team because in their local leagues, the footballers there, they have day jobs. So you can imagine you have a 9 to 5, you knock off work, you you're going to play football, you know. It's very interesting. But now they got players from the diaspora to help them. And the qualifiers, the way they played, you know, Cape Verde, I've been following them since 2013. And in the 2013 African Nations Cup, they got to the quarterfinals. And the way they played in that Nations Cup, everybody should have known that years from now, this team is going to be a problem. The last Nations Cup, the 2024 one, it was Ronwen Williams that saved South Africa that day. Cape Verde played South Africa so well. So it's unfortunate that their first World Cup game is going to be against Spain. And Spain right now is a team you don't want to play. They have young players. You know, most people, when they think about Spain, they think about the 2010 World Cup. Spain have a reputation for not starting tournaments well. They usually, especially the World Cup, they will lose their last game and then they would improve as the tournament goes along. They did it in 2010. In 2014, even their first game, Netherlands beat them 5-1. So Cape Verde now, people are looking like maybe they might upset Spain, but sorry for everybody, not the Spanish side. They have Lamine Yamal. They have so many good young players. They have Pedri. I think they might beat Cape Verde maybe like 3-1 is what I'm predicting. But you never know, in football, anything is possible. I'll be so happy if Cape Verde win their first game. So the question definitely is Cape Verde participating in this World Cup. I'm hoping it brings more investments to their local league. I'm hoping that people pump more money into Cape Verdean football, the Cape Verdean FA. And I think I'll use this platform to also tell the people of Cape Verde to just enjoy the experience of being in this World Cup. It's a lovely experience. It's the second smallest team to ever compete in a World Cup. You understand that the people of Cape Verde, they're not half as much as Niger, and they're there. So, you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It means a lot. Even qualify alone for them is a great achievement that they qualify for the World Cup. When the giants of Africa cannot qualify, you can imagine. So, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And everyone join us. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And if you are enjoying this program, kindly share it. Let it go viral. Join us again next week. It's going to be a great time. We dedicate 45 minutes for this program to make sure that we bring the expert in to come and tell us what is happening the World Cup of 2026 in Mexico, Canada, and America. Thank you for joining us. If you cannot go to America, you cannot go to Canada, you cannot go to Mexico, join the African Portal. You can get the updates right here every Sunday. Same time, same channel. Keep watching it. Thank you, DELANI, for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for the great work you are doing in the continent. And thank you for raising the banner, making sure that you represent. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Keep well, DELANI. I believe next week when we are coming back with updates. And we're going to see if South Africa can make it out of this group stage. If South Africa can make it, that would be a great one. But I want to play to Africa. Please support South Africa during this World Cup because the goalkeeper complains that he saw the other African country supporting other people instead of supporting African country. That's not good for us. Please kindly support especially South Africa. You know, they are the babies, so please kindly support them. They need us this time, and we need to also give them the support they need. Thank you very much, DELANI, for joining us once again. Thank you for your time, and keep well, keep shining, keep smiling, keep doing the great work you are doing. God bless you. Thank you, DELANI. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye.
All right, everyone. We are just rounding up this section, and I really appreciate everyone connecting to this broadcast this hour. I thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate those of you that you are connecting. Thank you for joining us. I thank you for your comments, and at the same time, I thank for those of you that you are sharing it. You are part of this great time on the African Portal Radio TV International. Right here, right now, we are giving you the update of what is going on right in Canada, also in Mexico, and also in United States of America. The African Portal is the voice of Africa. This is where we give you nothing but the best. So keep watching it. So I want to say thank you to the legend himself, that is Ambassador John Fashanu. Thank you for joining us to be part of this conversation. Coming back next week is going to be a great time, as we are going to be connected with you right from our studio here in Pretoria, South Africa. We're going to be bringing another powerful people that will be telling us about what is going on during this World Cup this 2026. Thank you, and keep watching the African Portal. To market your business or your products on the African Portal, call us on +27 8424 83384. Till we meet again, my name is Dare Olusan. Keep watching African Portal, and God bless you. Bye for now.